ladies and gentlemen. John Belkowitz, Intelligent Concrete. Hope you're doing well today. Wanted to do a part 2 on this abrasion spiel that we did a few days ago. We covered this scanning electron micrograph or image of a sample that had just gone through abrasion testing, and the question was, scanning electron microscopy, transmission, all these nanostructure characterization tools, how do we really use them in the operational world? And that's the thing. Most of this use of this microscopy is just a bunch of bullshit, where you're looking for a micro needle in a mega haystack, and you could take a picture and then move over so many pixels and get a picture that proves your theory otherwise. So, more often than not, that whole concept of using microscopy to, solve the problem or justify something, falls in the realm of bullshit. One of the methods that I like, or one of the reasons why I like using scanning electron microscopy, is to identify the change in the microstructure of a sample that actually has been deformed by another test. So the test that we often do, it's an awesome freaking test. It's ASTMC 779, this abrasion resistance test, where we're taking 9 steel balls, spinning them on top of a concrete sample, and measuring the depth of wear over 20 minutes. We're going to have 24 segments. So this is what that sample looks like after 20 minutes of testing. And what we're trying to do is simulate what you're going to see in a warehouse floor. Some people say it can also be to some degree in on a pavement. Anywhere we have abrasive forces from either traffic, vehicular, steel-wheeled. So pick your poison when it comes to that. Now, the micrograph or the SEM image that we're going to be sending out is something that I did a couple years back, or a few years back, of a sample like this. So we took the top of the sample, that trough. So you got your steel balls, they cut into the sample, 26 pounds push up from underneath it. So slowly over 20 minutes, it just chomps into your concrete, then also cuts open the rock and polishes the cement, if you will, going through a process called work hardening. So what we saw in this micrograph, or at least in the last one, was evidence that a shittier mix, or a subpar mix that is more standard, not really high performing, that really isn't designed for abrasive wear resistance, the aggregates tear out, and you actually can see points where the aggregates have skipped over the surface and really destroyed that cement paste that holds everything together. In this photo, we have an ultra-high performance concrete mixture where we see that the steel balls have actually caused something called work hardening, where instead of tearing the aggregate out of the surface, they've somewhat, or to a certain degree, densified or even polished the surface. So in the previous photo where we've seen those craters, if you will, here you see a nice flattened, polished surface. There's no aggregate tear-outs that you can see. There's no craters that you can see. You can even see the top surface of the sample, which is almost identical to the previous sample. And we wrote a paper on this years ago. We're going to be publishing it on Medium. And it's not just this photo right here. It's also, and once you see the photos, it's going to blow your effing mind. And what we'll do is we'll put the photos from the first video where we had that standard mix that didn't do very well, and then we'll put the photos from the second mix where the concrete was specifically designed for abrasive wear. And I'll put a few photos up because, again, the biggest problem with SEM, TEM, all that bullshit is microneedle, mega haystack. Unless you get a few, when I say few, I mean 10 to 20 photos that show the identical thing, in my opinion, your SEM image is just pretty to look at. It really holds no scientific value. Now, backscatter electron microscopy, that's something totally different, but that's really not a focus of this talk. So, the last piece of this is, what the hell do we do with this information? And it all goes back to the mix design and what we got out of the mix, both microscopically and macroscopically. So looking at the mix, and this is going to be my last point, so if anybody has any questions, just throw them out there. But if you look at it on a mix side, we tailored that mix. Limestone fines, silica fumes, colloidal silica. We dropped the water cementitious. We used optimization of the granular skeleton. I mean, it really was, a cocktail of a mix. That first mix, so that was the second mix. The first mix, it was just your plain Jane standard residential mix, low on the cementitious, 1 rock, 1 sand, a mid-range water reducer, and that's it. So again, it wasn't designed, and what we got out of the pictures is what we expected. Not only that, what we got out of the abrasion resistance test, and on our Instagram we have a video of that abrasion resistance test in slow motion. It's fucking beautiful. Excuse my language. It's gorgeous. But macroscopically, when we looked at the second mix that was enhanced for abrasive wear, we saw this major reduction. I think it was like a 40 or 50% reduction in abrasive wear over 20 minutes, meaning we're making concrete stronger and last longer. But again, the thing that I loved about this, and we'll be publishing our paper on Medium, is that we could connect the bookcrete, which was the mixed design, the labcrete, which was the microscopic, to the realcrete, which is the macroscopic, or the connection to the operational world. And that's something that, I rarely see done well, and I know it's a bit of a pat in the back, but we have a great team that's constantly doing great work, and I really hope you enjoyed today's work. You're going to see the photos on our YouTube videos when we connect all the dots and put everything together. But again, check out those Medium articles that we'll be posting, and I think we posted one for one of our other clients using fibers to go after this abrasion wear resistance, but we'll be posting the rest with the photos here in the next day or so. So if you have any questions, if you have any concrete concerns, shoot us a message, whether it's on our post or a direct message. Hope you had a great day. You enjoyed the concrete conversation. Go concrete, beat asphalt. Thank you much.